You know, whenever there's a glimmer of hope where it seems like the Pokemon market is actually quieting down a little bit and there is a little bit of hope, just a shimmer, just a sliver of hope, we see the next set be revealed as a Charizard and Gengar set, two of the most popular Pokemon in all of Pokemon's history. Now, Gengar is a Pokemon that's been rising in popularity, I'd say, over the last decade or so. It's always been a relatively popular Pokemon. Charizard is pretty much like a mascot at this point, similar to Pikachu, though some people are definitely facing some Charizard fatigue. But then they released some artwork from the latest Charizard and Gengar set, and my god, people are getting riled up. Yet again, it feels like every single set, there is something that is basically dangled in front of all the collectors, investors, scalpers, any person who's really focused on the hobby right now, and they just kind of dangle that in front of you, and then it gets everyone going crazy. In fact, we should have already had the Pokemon Center drop for this new Mega Evolution set, which is the Charizard set. But instead, the Pokemon Center hasn't even been able to do a proper release yet because there is so many eyeballs on this, more than I would even say Prismatic Evolutions, because again, you're having two crazy popular Pokemon in terms of Gengar and Charizard. So you have these two Pokemon that are going to lead the charge here. And then whenever I think about these two specific Pokemon, I think of the sets that they were attached to in the last like 10 years or so and how crazy they've been, like Flashfire. And then we also had, Sun and Moon Team Up, which had Gengar on the box art as well. And you look at those sets and how they've done, and you just know that this is going to be a crazy set. Anyone with like half a brain cell knows that if you buy this product close to MSRP and you just hold on to it for like 5 to 10 years, it'll probably pay in dividends. It'll go up like crazy, and that's just the reality of it. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Pokemon market is so crazy right now, is because it's like the cat's out of the bag. At this point, it's not a secret that Pokemon product, if you hold on to it for a long time, especially sealed product, it does go up in price quite significantly. You can go over the data over the last like 20 years, 25 years, and you'll see that yes, there's been blips and there's been ups and downs, but over the past 20 years or so, Pokemon products tend to go up in price. It's just something that happens. It's not a secret anymore. And when you have a weakening economy, lots of job losses, people look for ways to make money. Even if you're not going to flip it right away, people know that, hey, if I buy this and I hold on to it, this could be like a little keepsake for me that I can sell later on when I really need money, because who knows what's going to happen in the future. You could lose your job or something like that, and then you have this as kind of like a safe place to store your value to sell it later on. Now you could say, well, what the heck? Like, why would you even look at Pokemon as that? Like, what is wrong with you? Pokemon? Really? You're gonna buy Pokemon because you're afraid of losing your job? I'm not saying people should, but I'm just saying the secret is not so secret anymore. It's just obvious that Pokemon goes up at this point. And I could be wrong in the future, and maybe in 10 years is a massive crash, and that's fine, because then the people who actually enjoy Pokemon will be able to buy at a reduced cost. But right now, it's just so insane what we're seeing right now. Like, I've been waiting for the Pokemon Center to drop the latest set, as I'm sure a lot of you who clicked on the video, and there's been nothing. There was a random drop a few days ago for, I think it was the Victini boxes, and those sold out like immediately. And now we're just sitting here kind of waiting. What's going to happen with this set? It's going to be ridiculous. Everyone knows that it's going to get bought up so quick. In fact, there are some people who already are leading to speculation that what actually happened, the reason why we haven't seen it yet, is that bots have already bought everything. Like, it was up for like a flash, like a minute, and then the bots just came and bought everything, and that's why Pokemon has been so quiet with this on the Pokemon Center website. I hope that's not the case. I don't think it's the case, but there is people talking about that on Reddit. I just can't see that happening. I think Pokemon would be a little better at trying to reduce the amount of bots than that, but you never know. It could have been a blip, could have been like an error in their system as well. But I really wonder what they're going to do to reduce the amount of bots. You can obviously do the purchase limit thing of just one per person, and that's all you're able to buy, and you choose either a booster box or like the ETB or something like that. That is possible. They could do that, but I just don't know what they're actually going to do about this, because this set is getting everyone crazy. I haven't seen the craziness get to this level since basically Prismatic Evolutions. And people, they love sets like 151, but you have to remember, if you were in the hobby back then, there's a lot of new people who weren't in the hobby back then, but if you were in the hobby back then, it was relatively easy to find. I was able to find tons of 151 product. It was everywhere. You know, it wasn't quite as everywhere as Celebrations was, but it was everywhere. It was easy to find. And now you see anything 151, if it's at Costco, it gets bought up by scalpers immediately. This is just the market we're in right now. It's so bizarre. I don't really know what's going on anymore, because at this point we need something like not necessarily a crash, but we need Pokemon just like turn on the printers like crazy and just force the market to correct itself. But the problem is, you do that for one set, you waste all these resources doing that for one set. Are you going to do it for the next set? If you go back to normal again, will the market just go crazy? This is where we're at right now. Brutal. Let me know if you've been waiting as well on the Pokemon Center website for the set to drop, because it is just absolutely crazy. Because it is just absolutely crazy at this point. Leave your thoughts down below. My goodness, what is happening?